Oh boy, so this video is gonna ruffle some feathers. It's gonna rustle some jimmies, and people are gonna be like, but I don't care. I don't care because this is my channel, and this is a video that I felt like making for quite a while, but I just never really got around to it. And it's more importantly why I quit retro game collecting, why I'm just completely out of it. And that's not to say that I don't buy stuff, because there's a difference between buying something and collecting something. When you buy something, it's just something you wanted. It's just something that you were personally seeking out. You know, I recently bought a bunch of Game Gear games because a strange, smelly British man sold me an analog pocket because he got an extra one of those. So I wanted to play primarily Game Gear games on this because the Game Gear screen sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. So I was looking forward to that. So recently I picked up some Game Gear stuff. I'll probably do a little pickups video on the second channel, so be on the lookout for that. But as far as actively collecting, actively seeking out retro titles, I'm done. Like, I just don't care. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, the passion is gone. The fun is gone. And that's really one of the main things, is that the fun is gone out of retro game collecting. So in today's video, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I feel like it would be just a fun video to just sort of kick back, relax, and talk about retro game collecting and sort of the future of it, because I'm out. I don't care anymore. I quit. I'm done. And in this video, we're going to talk about why I've come to that conclusion. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video as well. But without any further ado, let's get into the topic at hand. Why RGT85, which originally stood for Retro Gaming Tube 85, has quit retro game collecting. So the first and most obvious reason is, of course, the price of retro games, because this is just stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And you know, I laugh at all these people who for the past decade have been saying a retro gaming bubble's gonna burst, and it's gonna burst, and all these prices are gonna come down. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, no, it's not. No, it's not. If anything, these prices will still continue to go up. And that's something that we've been seeing year after year after year. The pandemic sure as hell didn't, you know, keep anything low. It made things go up and higher in price because people were sitting at home and they're like, oh, I got nothing to do. Let me buy some retro games from my childhood based on nostalgia. Now, one of my favorite systems to collect for, or used to be to collect for, was the Sega Saturn, because I have a personal attachment to that. I had a Sega Saturn as a kid. I remember the first time that somebody I knew got a Sega Saturn. My mom was a preschool teacher, and I was in like 4th grade, I want to say. And I remember I was sitting in her class one day because I was a bit under the weather, and this little snot-nosed punk kid came in and was like, my dad just got a Sega Saturn. And then like the dude was trying to flex on my mom or something, I guess like pick her up or something. He's like, yeah, I just got a Sega Saturn with Daytona USA. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, screw you, man. Like, how did you get a Sega Saturn? Why do you have a Sega Saturn? And then as an adult, I was like, were you really trying to pick up my mom by saying you had a Sega Saturn? But looking at Sega Saturn prices, it's ridiculous. I used to have a great Sega Saturn collection. I still do. But I used to have a really good one originally back in the day with games like Shining Force 3, House of the Dead. And I would love to play these games again, but have you seen the prices of them? Because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just looking at the list over on pricecharting.com, you look at the median trends here. Like the average Saturn game is going for $36. And you got to remember, there was a bunch of sports games on there. So those sports games are definitely sort of weighing down on things. You look at games like Resident Evil, $140 loose, $253 complete in box. I bought this game for like $50. And you know, when it comes to buying retro games, like I said, I'm not done buying them, but as far as collecting them, I am done. And when it comes to retro games, I sort of set a price point of like, you know, the average game price of a game nowadays, $60 to $70, but it's becoming harder and harder to find games that fall in that range as far as a maximum price is concerned. You go down the list, a Stall, $100, Shining Wisdom, $300 or $259. You know, there's so many games here that are just ridiculous. Die Hard Arcade, $200. Panzer 2, this game shot up in price. Holy shit. Like, this is ridiculous. Even common stuff. Sonic 3D, $65 for Sonic 3D Blast. You know, fighting games, $100. Like, this is not fun. This is not fun. And it's the market has really been sort of controlled by people who are actively seeking stuff and they're actively going out there and buying up everything just to resell it. And I have no problem with that. You know, I'm all about a free enterprise economy. If you go out of the way to buy something, you know, you take your time and effort, which is something we'll get into in a minute, and you go out there and then you buy this stuff and then you mark it up for a price, like that's cool. I understand it, but that doesn't mean that I have to like it. That doesn't mean that I have to support it. And what ends up happening is, which kind of goes into our next point, is when people see these prices of things, everyone thinks they have gold. Everyone thinks that their little shit nugget is actually a golden nugget. And that's why when you go on Facebook Marketplace and things like that, you see these people, I got an Atari 2600. I know what I got. It's a good system. There's 10 games, $500 or best offer. Everyone thinks that they've struck gold. Everyone thinks that they have, you know, these expensive games because you see shit on the internet talking about expensive games, and it's just become so ridiculous. It's become so out of touch when it comes to pricing. Even your local Goodwills, even your local, you know, swap shops and stuff like that, they've all jacked up the prices. Yes, you can find stuff occasionally. You could find things occasionally at a flea market or at a swap meet or something like that. But if you're going out there, here's my thing. You're going out there, you're probably an adult doing this, and I'm an adult doing this. Unless you're doing this for a living, you're going out there, you're spending hours and hours of your free time hoping to find something. And some people love that hunt. Some people get a rush from that hunt. And I used to be one of those people. You know, I used to travel and find video games and stuff like that. But now it's like, I don't care. You know, my time is precious. Time is the one thing you can never get back. You can always make money back. You can always find a way to make money. So if you buy a game up for $60 off of eBay and, you know, it's an older game or something like that, you can make that money back. But if I go, you know, spend a full day, 5-6 hours driving around town and find a game for $5 that sells for $60, is that really a win? Am I respecting my time, and am I respecting what I'm doing in order to, you know, have fun with this? Is the fun still there? And for me, it's not. Like the fun is gone. The thrill is gone, as BB King said. You know, the thrill has gone away. I don't care anymore. If I want something, I'll try to find a way to buy it. If it's too expensive and just something that I can't afford, I'll let it go. There's a million different ways to play retro video games nowadays. We've become so far along in technology, your computer can play just about every retro game that you've ever wanted. Yes, you don't own it, you don't have the physical version of it, but even if you want to play it on original hardware, there's things like EverDrives, there's things like mods for the CD-based systems like the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation 1, where you can, you know, spend a bit of money. You know, it's going to cost you a couple $100. You'll probably need it pre-installed anyways, but you know, you're going to get the same product, you're going to get the same experience that you would with a disc, and it's a fraction of the price in the long run. And you know, kind of sticking with the price point aspect of things, there's another major reason why I've just lost, you know, any interest in retro game collecting. It's because of those stupid ass people at Wada. Wada is one of the most disgusting things in the world. There was people literally after John Madden passed away showing off their graded Madden on Genesis games. I'm like, this is my childhood. Your childhood was a plastic box. Your childhood was a plastic box. You didn't play the game. You can put the game in a sealed thing so that you can, you know, experience. Like, piss off, dude. I hate Wada. And once again, if you want to grade something because you want to take advantage of a stupid system, that's fine. Get your money. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as I see it from my personal perspective, Wada has become one of the biggest problems in retro game collecting, because once again, you get these articles that pop up in mainstream media talking about the high sale of these games, the high price point. Somebody sold the Mario Brothers for $100,000. They don't get into the details of it being graded and sealed and things like that, except for in the article itself. People don't read the article. People look at the headline and then, you know, make an opinion based on that headline. So everyone thinks they have, you know, 100,000. Everyone thinks, oh, this is my Super Mario Brothers. It's worth $100,000 because some asshole put his in a plastic case. And then, you know, it was money laundering and money scamming and transferring and tax evasion that other people were doing, because if you look into Wada, it's a disgusting practice. But things like Wada have really ruined where we were going with these retro games, because everyone thinks they have gold. They grade opened games as well. And it's just become a disgusting scene. And I think really to sort of wrap this up, because I could talk about this for hours, all the bullshit that I hate in the retro gaming scene, all of the gatekeeping and elitism. That's one of the reasons why I don't make as many retro gaming videos anymore, because of the gatekeeping and elitism. Like, if you're just a little bit off on one of your things that you say in your video, people are ready to pin you to the cross, and it's like, holy shit, like, I made a mistake. I'm not perfect. They didn't pin me to a cross and then build a calendar based on that. No, sir. I'm just an average random person who likes video game collecting. And there's just, it's so much gatekeeping and it's so much ridiculous stuff. But I think the main reason why I'm done retro game collecting is I'm satisfied. You know, I'm satisfied with my collection. I don't need anything else in my collection to make me feel happy. If anything, I have too much stuff in my collection. You know, a complete 32X collection. You know, do I really need that? I really did that because I was making a book. Do I still need it? No, not really. It's not exactly the easiest thing to play, a 32X, you know, as far as the cartridges are concerned. And if I really wanted to play the games, you know, I could just build a Raspberry Pi. Yes, I said it. I could play them on my computer. There's a million different ways to play these games. So I'm content. I'm content with the games I have. You know, yes, I'll want to add a game or two here in the collection if I find it for a good price, or if it's a game that, you know, a series or a franchise. I'm really recently getting into the Fatal Fury franchise, excuse me, because it's a franchise that I never really played. I bought the SNK MVSX, and it has a ton of Fatal Fury games on there, and I'm like, wow, this is a really good, you know, this is a really fun franchise. And yes, there are games that I would like to add to my collection, but if the price isn't right, I don't care. The thrill is gone. Going out there and hunting stuff, the thrill is gone. And unless you're doing it for like a YouTube channel, or, you know, for some monetary reasons, it's like, it's just, to me, it's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it anymore. I am past it. I am beyond it. I am satisfied. I am content. And I don't care. I don't care anymore. The prices have gotten too high. People are risking, you know, eating a meal just to buy a fucking old video game. And I said the F word. I try not to say the F word on this channel. I'll say it on my second channel, but, you know, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. So I'm done. I am done. I don't care anymore. You know, if I want to play a game, there's a simple way to play it. If I really want to buy it, I'll look for a good price. And if I don't find that good price, I'll let it go. So those are just my thoughts on retro game collecting and why I am done. I have quit. I've retired. I've hung up my hat. Shout outs to all the warriors out there still getting into the trenches and stuff like that. I salute you. But, you know, for me, I've just moved on. I've got other things to look forward to. So let me know what you think of this in the comments section down below. You know, this was all over the place. Like I said, I'm feeling a little shitty today, but, you know, whatever. It's a video I wanted to make, a fun discussion topic. What do you think about the state of retro game collecting heading into 2022? Because spoilers, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, unless I've just offended you entirely, and then I apologize. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.